Hi guys, I'm going to show you guys how to do the Crayola wax melting on your frames. I'm going to wear gloves this time because last time I had a little bit of a OCD meltdown because the crayon melted on my fingers, the glue, everything, so you can all imagine my reaction. So what I did is I bought this frame at Michael's. It's just a die-cut wooden frame. I think it was like $4. Now with the first one that I did that you guys saw finished, which was the Frankenbride, I covered it with my VersaFine ink pad. But today I'm going to cover it with my Delusion inks. Now I've chosen 4 colors. I'm going to do the bubblegum pink, crushed grape, fresh lime, and the after midnight. Okay, so now again, what I did first, I took my crayons, just a regular crayon, I peeled it off so that it would, you know, of course, look like that, peeled. And then what I did is I shaved, or I sharpened it until I had a bunch of these little flakes, color flakes. Now, I'm a little anal, so I did each color in a little tray, but you can mix them because you're going to mix them on when you melt them anyways. But I'm just a little strange, so I had to have everything separated. I had to have all my colors separated first. I know they're going to melt together, but that's how I have to do it. So I'm going to put those aside for now because the first thing we want to do is prepare our frame. So I'm going to spray it with, again, my sprays. All kinds of, you know, colors here and there. Just to give it a really cool rainbowy effect. And how you do this is totally up to you. You can use inks, you can use your sprays. Totally up to you. All I say is have fun with it. You all know what's coming next, right? Because I've already made a mess. So I'm going to take this off, set it aside so it dries just a little bit, and clean my area. My best buddies here, Mr. Wipies, always have them with me, as many of you know. I'm going to go ahead and wipe down my area. The crayon is going to make a lot of mess, so just so you're all warned. Okay. Apparently I need another wipey. Apparently this makes a lot of messes too. But crafting in general makes messes, right? I know that I should probably not even attempt to clean up until after I'm completely done crafting, but that would kind of drive me a little mad. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just picking up a bit here. Okay, so now the first time I did this, it was a complete disaster. It turned out okay, as you all saw, the finished product, but it went everywhere. You know, I forget that even though it's in a heat embossing gun, it still blows air. Not as much as a blow dryer would, but it still blows it, so it went everywhere. It got on my eyelashes, it got on my hair, it was everywhere. So I was not that much of a happy camper. So I had to find another way. So I used diamond glaze, and I put diamond glaze wherever I was going to put my colors down, my crayons. But that kind of made another mess that I didn't like. So today I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try the adhesive spray. We're going to give that a try. So of course you spray your mat here. or not your mat, but your frame. Sorry, I'm blowing it in Dawn's face. Oh, sorry. Okay. So now that it's on there, I'm going to take my colors and I'm going to start sprinkling them. Pressing down, mashing them up, making sure that they adhere to my frame. And this mat is probably ruined just because I put the glue on there. I'm sure I can find a way to clean it up, but we'll see. This, like I said, this is a lot of fun, or it was a lot of fun for me, but it was very messy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get messy, right? Okay, so just pat it down. And at least this time it's not going to get my fingers because, like I told you before, it was such a mess. It got all over my fingers, and every time I have the habit of touching my face when I'm crafting, so, you know, I had color everywhere. How I got on my eyelashes, I can't even tell you. I have no clue. Other than, of course, it probably just got on there from me blowing it and getting so close to it. So, okay. So, continue on with your other colors. You know, and you pick your own colors, do whatever colors you want. That's the fun part of it. You've got so many Crayola boxes with different colors. You can go up to 64 colors. You all know that. So I'm hoping that this is going to work a lot better than the first time around when I had a diamond glaze it to make it stick. And so that I can start getting it to melt. But we'll see. I'm already liking it. It's looking pretty, huh? Pat it down. Grab some more. Shake it off. Turn it upside down. Press it down. You know, you'll get all kinds of neat colors. So, there we have it. It looks pretty messy right now. But it'll be okay. Clean those off. Alright, I'm going to continue on, but I'm going to put a little more glue on there because I'm noticing it's starting to kind of dry a little. So I'm going to do that a little more so I can go on to my next color. Continuing on. I have used, from the 24 set Crayola, I've used violet, indigo, pink, and magenta, I think. Or red, purple, I don't remember. Red, violet. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, I'm getting pretty messy. So the first time around, I had all this on my fingers and under my nails, and I kind of started to freak out a little. Turn it upside down again. A little more glue. And I think this is working out a lot better. The glue. Okay, last color. I knew I was going to find something to do with these colors. All my life I've loved colors. I used to think I was actually going to work for the Crayola company and invent new colors for them. When I was a little girl, that's what I asked for every Christmas. Coloring books and crayons. And just, you know, a couple days later, after Christmas, my mom would have to be buying me new ones because I'd finish up coloring all those pages. Then I started to draw my own when I was about 7, I think. My own pictures and stuff. I guess the digi and stamp making business was in my future one way or another. Okay, so now as you see, that's nice and packed full with crayon shavings. Pretty neat, huh? Looks pretty just the way it is, huh? But it's gonna look so much better when I melt it. And all these little extra, you know, little points sticking out and stuff, it's not gonna make a difference because once it melts on, they'll go away and it'll be a nice smooth finish to where it will adhere to each curve. Okay, now the last time I did this, I left all my you know, crayon shavings on there and it made a big mess and I can't even take it off anymore. On the other side is the black and green. So I had to buy myself a new mat because I'm anal and I don't want messy tools. I know it's ridiculous, but that's how I am. There you have it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this one off as best I can. And you know, you might even want to work with, instead of your mat, you might want to work with old newspapers and stuff. Because this is going to be my crayon mess mat, I think. So actually, it's okay. We won't have to use another one. Or I'm not going to use another one. I'm just going to go ahead and melt on top of this one. It doesn't matter. Alright, I'm going to set that down for a minute and grab my, oh, where is it? My glue gun. Here we go. Alright, now comes the fun part. Hopefully all these little pieces are stuck on there. Let me put my apron on here too. That's the other thing I should have done last time. Let's put an apron on so it wouldn't get on my clothes and stuff. Let me pull my hair out, Don, please. Alright, so like I said, hopefully all these pieces are stuck on there. If not, I'm going to just press it a little just so it doesn't go all over my desk. And then I have to buy a new house because the desk is already built into the wall. So I'll have to have my husband buy me a new house. Okay, so let's see what happens. See, it still blew some of it off, but not like last time. Yay! So here we go. This is it. This is all you have to do. A lot of fun. Easy to melt. Now I'd only melted one color of each. You might want to do more just depending on the size of your frame. The first one I didn't know what, you know, how much I was going to need or anything, so I think I melted like 7 crayons of each color. And that kind of, it worked for me. It, you know, it did completely cover that frame. This one is not completely covering the frame, but that is why I sprayed underneath it with the different colors. So now you have textures and colors and different mediums on there, which just makes it, you know, all that more pretty. You can see when it's done melting and it's, you know, it melts pretty fast. I almost get mesmerized by just staring at it. Watching the colors melt and mesh together and the little droplets of color. There we go. That's all there is to it. Now I do have a little bit of colors left, or a little bit. I couldn't shave it, of course, all the way down. So what I will do, that's about all that was left from it, from me shaving it. So I can hold it you know, with tweezers or something, and you can do more melting on it. Hold it upright to where the point is pointing at your frame, and now you'll have like droplets of color here and there, just like that. Hopefully you guys can see it happening, but it's just kind of melting in little spots and little drops here and there. Oh, and then you lose it and just pick it up. Oh, it's a slippery little sucker. Alright, I guess this one just wants to melt on there. There we go. Let's do another color. I am hoping you guys can see this. Unfortunately, I don't have my husband to just kind of stand there with the camera and record this, but you guys will get, you know, the idea. It's really simple and a whole lot of fun. You know, the most time it takes is just the prep work, just, you know, sitting and having to shave the pencil. Sorry, pencil, crayon. But like I said, the end result is a lot of fun. Oh, I think that was it. And a little more pink here. If you just hold it over just hold it over your frame. See, it was all gone, which is good. The blowing of the heat tool will kind of blow and speckle it everywhere, so you don't get a perfect, what do you call it? It's not going to be perfect, you know. It's just going to be a messy, beautiful frame, I guess. It's like a beautiful disaster. I love the dripping. I don't love that it keeps melting on me and falling off of my tweezers here, but again, it's looking pretty. To me, it's just looking really perfect. And I think to me, perfect art is when it's imperfect and just kind of a big blobby mess, because the end result, like I said, it's actually turning out really pretty. I love using all these colors. I love my black and green one too, but this one's really pretty. Okay. So, let's see. And it dries pretty fast. It's not completely dry yet, but it does dry fast. And once it does, that's it. Pretty nifty, huh? There you have it. That's the frame. That's how you do the color melt. You can even take this and turn it upside down. Melt all this stuff. Because your mat's ruined anyways, right? But, you know, you could take that. Melt it all together. I didn't realize it was in your way. And then take, you know, something like a decorative bottle cap. This was one of those giant ones, and just kind of and now you have another piece of art that you can actually add to your frame. See, I mean, you would do it more, of course, but which is what I did with my other green one. I just took the bottom of it, swirled it around, so now I have a little bit, or I have quite a bit of it on the bottom of the bottle cap, and it too can be a part of your frame or part of your art. Okay, so I did that. Melt it again. And look at that. You have a second piece of art that you can put on your frame. You can put it upside down. You can put it, you know, you can even save some of your crayons to melt on the inside. That's hot. But you can do that. Put an image there, some wording, anything you want. So that's it. There's my messy art for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm back. I just finished doing the melted crayon on the frame thing, and now I wanted to show you something that I learned from Lizzie Smith, Color Kitty, I think is her blog. I will make sure that I link her blog on here. This is really, really neat. You know, before digis and all that stuff, we all used to have rubber stamps, and then we would mask over the rubber stamps. And then, of course, you know, it was, well, can we still mask over the digis? Of course you can. You just print out the same image. You cut one out, you put it on top, and that's how you do your masking. Well, this so I don't want to have to or cut down the second image. So what this is, let's see. I think you can see it there. It's art masking fluid. You don't need a lot of it. It's a pretty expensive bottle, and it's very hard to find. I was lucky that I actually found it at Michael's because for some reason, maybe it's just popular or it's not as popular, so they don't carry as much. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to take a small brush and you're going to dip it in your coloring mask, and you're going to go over your entire digi. And you don't need a lot, just a thin one will do. I'm sorry, let me find my glasses here, because then I'm going to be putting it all over the place. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to go over all of my digi, the entire area. You want to do it a little quick, and don't let it dry in between because it starts getting a little goopy. And then I think that's when it starts to make the digi bleed, which I just made mine bleed. But that's okay. I'm just doing this for instructional purpose. You want to go on it, spread it quickly, make sure you've covered all the areas. Unfortunately, this is going to mess up bad. Dang it. Okay, this is going to be real quick. I just printed this, so I'm sure that the ink didn't dry as much because it's already smudged everything. But basically, when you have an image or when you want to mask, I would suggest that you let it dry at least overnight. This is a big mess now. I'm very disappointed. But that's okay. I'm going to continue on just because I want to show you guys how it works. You need a lot, just a thin layer. And go over your entire image. I'm not going to continue covering it because it's messed up. I'm going to toss this image, unfortunately, and I'm just angry now. Okay. Alright, so basically you're going to let it set, make sure it's dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to grab a masking, or a mask. I'm going to use my Tim Holtz shatter. So again, this is dry. Great. So you're just going to put your mask right on top of it. And go over the entire thing with your ink pad, with your sprayers, whatever you want to use. Okay. So that's what it looks like. I know it looks horrible, but since that is all dry now, all you have to do is rub and remove that liquid masking. Now again, this image, I didn't let it dry enough, so it's a real big mess, but again, I'd show you what it does, how helpful it can be when you're masking. You can basically just peel that right off. And there you have it. It masked all around, or it got the, what do you call it? The stenciling all around it. And now you're free to color your image on the inside. It didn't bother it at all. It did lift the paper there, but again, it is because I did not let this image dry. I literally just printed it about 20 minutes ago, maybe. And when you're working with something with liquid and you put it on top of something that has just been printed, which involves ink, I think it just leaves room for big disasters. So there you have it. Pretty simple and a lot of fun. I really recommend it. Again, it's the Art Masking Fluid by Winsor & Newton. And it has a very, very slight yellow tint to it. I think that Crayon had found one that was white tinted, but I like this yellow one just because I can actually see if I have missed any areas when I'm actually applying the liquid. And that's it. I'm so sorry it turned out so crappy here, but I think you guys kind of get the idea of it. Hope you liked it. See you guys next time.